Good morning, folks. We've got 7 stories to hit yet again today, including some can't-miss electrical cosmology. We've got weather and earthquakes too, but let's get started with our star over at spaceweathernews.com. We're finding a very quiet last day. No sunspots, no solar flares, and no CMEs. We do have some coronal holes on the disk facing Earth today. And in 304 angstroms, we can see it's a lighter day for filaments as well, with small ones over each limb. Looking a few days into the past here, we see the departed coronal hole extending up from the south. While we saw yesterday that Earth began exiting the solar wind stream, it appears one of the southern portions reached up enough to deliver a glancing impact of its stream, and a slight re-intensification brought brief instability to the global field, while local areas saw much stronger effects, like a level 3 storm over Europe, or ground magnetic perturbations near Oceania with a major power fault trip that left 60,000 people without electricity in New Zealand. That coronal hole is now turning onto the far side, while a scattered and disorganized northern opening set is facing us now. Solar wind from it expected this weekend. We had 2 earthquakes of note the last day, 6-pointer north of yesterday's, again luckily not much felt there, and in California this morning we saw a 4-pointer, always worth noting when you hit 4 on the U.S. West Coast. Now from looking down at the ground to looking up, we have an eclipse coming in 6 days. The lunar event will take place on the 31st, interrupting the full moon in a display mostly visible over the Pacific. Oceania, Eastern Asia, and Alaska have the best views, with much of the western U.S. getting some visibility of the eclipse just before sunrise. Look west as the moon heads for the horizon. We've been awaiting the mysteries to be solved by the new ionospheric monitoring satellites ICON and GOLD. GOLD goes up today and is poised to potentially show, among many other things, pre-seismic signals in the upper atmosphere, at least on the eastern ring of fire. A fairly interesting article many of you might have overlooked due to the headline has me itching to know what effects it has on modeling. Regardless of a gravity or electrical preference you might have on these massive objects called black holes, the observation here is that the powerful electromagnetic winds blow away 80% of the material it is trying to eat, like a star or a rogue planet. These gobblers only get a fifth of their potential meal, while the rest is blown out. Interesting article out about astrobiology detailing a different way to search for biosignatures observable with modern spectroscopy devices, and those that are coming soon. Turns out that even a primitive Earth would have given clues in the atmospheric chemistry, and so these offer something to look for besides the oxygen and water traditionally sought. Folks, we have a long-needed attempt at a magnetic field model of the Sun, something not part of standard solar models. And so we have 6 models tested here, and the best possibilities include outer layer field structures evidenced in helioseismology, while the deeper tachocline field structures are seen as very unlikely. The top story today follows our evening upload from Tuesday called Magnetic Infrared Dark Cloud. This paper is looking at another cosmic filament of star formation and finding that all of the highest mass and highest energy stellar core formation is happening on the actual filament itself. And as if that weren't enough, they trace the densest matter of the filament, and it definitely doesn't look anything like a lightning bolt. Ha! Lastly here, NASA has an interesting look at fire and carbon emissions from those fires in multiple satellite views. The video and the article are interesting and linked for you below. We've got your world on wind maps and shots of our star to close. We greatly appreciate your support, and we'll do this all again tomorrow, right here. But right now, it's 5:15 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.